Hello everyone, Silver Conundrum here. I come to you today with a question. What if silver hit $100 an ounce and gold hit $10,000 an ounce? Now mind you, this is just a hypothetical. I want to engage conversation. I want to engage thought. Now mind you, this is just something that is a theory, and I want to see what your guys' thought process is. So if you would, leave your comments below and engage me in some conversation and some hypotheticals. So, with the way things are going in the economy right now, all the governments are printing out fiat currency like it's going out of style. And we know for a fact there is no limit to how much they can print off. So the sky is the limit, literally. As much ink and paper as they have, and as much electricity as they have, they can do it. However, silver and gold are finite. There is only so much on planet Earth, and it takes so much manpower and so much of each type of resource to dig this stuff out of the ground to get its value out of it, that's where its intrinsic value comes from. So, why would all these banks, major investment firms like JP Morgan and Chase, Bank of America, and all these other big firms, why would these guys all be investing large quantities of currency into all of these precious metals the way they have been in the last, 20, 30 years? So here's my hypothetical. Again, silver is $100, and this is just for simple math. Gold is at $10,000. This puts us back at the 100-to-1 ratio. So, we know back pre-64, silver was at 90%. Post-64, the silver was at 40%. So, we already know this can be done. With the finite amount of silver and the finite amount of gold, who is to say that these people who are just printing all this money are not trying to buy up all the assets they can get their hands on? What that being included is precious metals, land, food, pharmaceuticals, water, electric companies, gas companies, oil companies, and so on. Once they have all of these things under their belt, they decide they want to change the currency. And they decide they want to go to let's just say, a silver and gold backed currency. So what they decide to do is take the gold and the silver that they do have, and they start striking coins. And let's say they put 1% silver for every dollar, and they put 99% copper or nickel, whatever base metal they use, with that 1% silver for every dollar. And that will give us our new dollar-based currency. And what happens if they decide to make our lesser currencies, for example, the nickel, the dime, the quarter, the penny, the 50-cent piece? What if they decide to use those with even smaller denominations of silver, like the gram, the grain, and so forth? So what if they decided to do that? Us as stackers, are we prepared for that kind of wealth? Are we prepared to trade in our physical Troy ounces for that kind of currency? So my question to you is, if this ever happened, would you trade your Troy ounces in for something that was backed by a physical precious metal? Even if it's on a micro scale, would you still do it? Would you hold on to your 10-ounce bars, your kilo bars, your 100-ounce bars? Could you see yourself doing that? Personally, I would be a split down the middle. I would hang on to probably 75% of my stack, and then I would probably trade in 25% of it. But the truth of the matter is, I can actually see some people who would look at you and see you walk up with a 10-ounce bar and instantly think that you have some sort of power, or you may be a criminal of some sort, because they would think that a 10-ounce bar was stolen. People don't realize that, hey, before the new currency, especially as generations grow up and older generations die off, they won't realize that grandma and grandpa used to stack, mom and dad used to stack, and now the grandkids and the children of ours now get to prosper from our sacrifices that we made. So when we walk up to somebody with a 10-ounce bar and we decide we want to buy their property and they see us pull it out, they may instantly look at us as if we are someone of authority. And at that point, we may be somebody in the hierarchy of power or the upper echelon of power because of our financial gains. Then again, some people may not be able to handle that kind of authority or a power. Prime example is someone, you give them $1,000 and they'll be just fine. You give that exact same person $100,000, they'll be broke tomorrow. And they'll be begging for money on the streets the next day. That's just how some people are. They cannot control but so much at one time. Are you one of those people? You have to ask yourself, and you need to be honest with yourself. If you're one of those people, then you need to figure out how to control it. You need to figure out what you need to do. And if anybody in your family is that way, you need to figure out what you're going to do to stop it. So, you may have noticed that the coins have changed. My son was picking on me, and he and I got into a little conversation about silver outside of this, because once he comes up with a question, everything stops and he becomes the center of my attention. And his question was very good, which I'm going to bring up. He was wanting to know that what happens if someone comes up to us with a fiat currency and asks us as stackers to back it with our real currency. Not us as an individual, but us as a group of investors. Would we be willing to do that? Now, this is coming from an 11-year-old kid. I'm not sure if I should be proud of him for asking these questions or scared that he's asking these questions. But what is your thoughts? Would you be willing to back a fiat currency with your precious metals as a group of investors? By group, I'm talking about hundreds of us, thousands, tens of thousands of us together, combining our wealth to make a global standard. Would we be able to do it? I don't know. I don't even know if I would trust them. By them, I mean the government. God knows they haven't done us any favors lately, as much as they keep doing, and what they've done to us in the last 30, 40 years. But that's a very good question to leave you guys with. If something like that came about, and the government came up to us all and said, hey, we would like you to step up to the plate, not give us your silver, but put your silver up as an investment. Would you do it? Would you even consider it? Personally, I wouldn't. I would be like, nope, not on your lifetime. Not on your kid's lifetime. And then if they ever came back and said, well, what if we would back it up again, like we originally talked about? What if we did it in micrograms and 1/10 partial pieces of silver per coin, per dollar? Now that would be something I could get behind. But I don't know. It's just a thought. Because at one time, back in 1964, all of our coins, our dollars, were pre-64, were all 90% silver. Come 65, we all went to, we all know, 40% silver. So it's just one of those things, guys. We've already done it once. If we did it again, what would happen? So you guys have a good night. I'm going to get ready for work tomorrow. 4 a.m. comes early. You guys have a good one. Think about it. Comment below. Please like, share, and subscribe. You guys have a good night. Till next time. Bye.